What's up, you guys? My name is Fitz, and again, I'm sharing my journey and my insights that I've found along this journey of building a $500,000 per month wholesale business, real estate wholesale business. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about novations versus traditional wholesale deals, because there's a lot of people talking about novations, and it's only right that if I'm talking to you guys about PPL, pay per lead, as a lead source, I have to talk to you guys about novations. In fact, a lot of people are going to, steer you away from doing novations if you're new to wholesaling, and I was one of those people. But as I start thinking about it more, depending on what your schedule is like, what your existing skill set is, and what your goals are, and what your personality type is, and you guys will have to, we'll make more videos on that. But I don't think it's necessarily something that you have to wait to start. Is it more complex? Are novations more complex than traditional wholesaling? Absolutely. But there are pros and cons to both. So let's just talk about the quick pros and cons of traditional versus novation. A traditional wholesale deal, honestly, if I can get one, I'm doing those all day, every day if I can, just because they're clean, they're straightforward. I don't have to, dance around any paperwork. I don't have to involve too much customer experience. It's just a really straightforward transaction. I don't have to get a loan involved. It's a cash purchase. So when I put money out, that means that money will come back much more faster than it would on something like a novation, right? So if I put, $3,600 out in marketing for a traditional wholesale deal, that money can come back within 30 days versus a novation, we're looking at 50 to 60 days on average. So traditional wholesale, you're talking about faster turnaround times, more simple transactions. The negative thing about traditional wholesale deals is that there's less of those to go around, if that makes sense. There's less of them to go around from the standpoint of, if 1 out of every 10 leads is going to be a qualified wholesale deal, which obviously, that means you get told no quite a bit. On the opposite side of that, novations, 1 out of every 4 leads would qualify as a novation, or that would qualify for a novation strategy. And when you look at it from a numerical standpoint, just from a quantitative standpoint, that means, well, if I know how to novate a deal, that means I probably know how to do a traditional deal too. So that means now 50% of my leads can technically qualify for one of my strategies, right? So it just takes the leads that you already have and allows you to monetize those leads in a way that you would not have been able to monetize if you were only doing a cash deal. So typically traditional cash wholesale deals, the properties are, really run down, lower end, I'd say under 150 grand or so. And the typical novated deal, typically over 100 grand. The house is in livable condition. A lot of the time someone is living in that property. So an easy way to spot a novation is like, okay, is this house livable? And, is it, worth $200,000 or more, really? So the next thing that I like to look at, or to think about, as it relates to wholesaling, traditional versus novation, is the customer experience. And the easiest way I can, break through and explain that to you guys is comparing a traditional rental property to an Airbnb property. A lot of people will get a property for Airbnb, and they will approach it like a typical rental. And that's going to be an issue, because when you're in Airbnb, you're no longer in the, you're not, I mean, yeah, you're in the real estate business, but you're more so in the hospitality business, right? Because you have to have amenities, you got to have services that come with that Airbnb. A traditional wholesale deal is very similar to just a traditional rental property. I don't have to have this great customer service experience. I got to provide you with a house and, you know, make sure, you know, I answer, you know, any, you know, any inquiries as far as issues going on with any major issues with the house, plumbing, roof, HVAC, you know, stuff like that. I gotta, you know, respond to that, but it's not an ongoing, constant concern for customer experience. So the difference between a traditional wholesale deal and a novated deal is Airbnb compared to traditional rental. One of them, you have to really go above and beyond from a customer service aspect. So with the reason why Novation is more complicated or more sophisticated and more time consuming than a cash is, the main reason is you're dealing with two different types of end buyers. A cash buyer, he's a business owner. He's really looking to actually, let me step back from that. You are looking at two different end buyers. One is a cash buyer, obviously. He's looking at things totally different. On the Novation side, you're typically looking for someone who wants to move into that property. So with that comes a different level of presentation, and it comes with a different level of care, and it comes with a different level of patience to deal with that, and to deal with all of the moving pieces. You got to be able to talk to the realtor the right way. You got to be able to instruct the realtor on, you know, how you would have them negotiate if they need training or coaching on that standpoint. You got to really walk the title companies through all the way through closing, you know, because you don't want to just leave everything up to them when it comes to you actually getting paid. So versus a traditional wholesale deal, most of the attorneys and title companies, I've done thousands of those. So they're really, you know, really experienced in that. Versus Novations, you got to, you know, keep a tighter grip on it, just because it's a newer, it's an emerging, it's more of an emerging style of transaction or transacting. So, yeah, those are the two major differences between traditional wholesaling and wholesaling using the Novation strategy. One, quick and easy. The other one, first one, traditional, quick and easy, but you might find lesser of them. Second one, Novation, not quick and easy, but you'll find more of them. So if you're able to be strategic and smart and to have somebody handle the back end, and all you do is think about acquisitions, you can alleviate that stress or that pressure on the customer experience side by just partnering with someone else, you know, who already has the framework and the team in place to deliver that quality customer experience. Because when you're novating, your biggest pitch point is that, hey, this is a hands-off experience. This is a hands-off experience that we're tailoring to get your house sold, not only quickly, but to make you as least involved as possible. And people are paying for that convenience the same way people are paying for bottled water when they can go and find their own bottled water, but people are paying for convenience. So if you guys want me to go deeper into Novations or whatever, let me know. Obviously, I go much deeper into things inside of the Blue Ocean Wholesaler Skool community. But if you guys want me to go deeper on YouTube, I know some folks get upset because I'm always in a car talking and stuff like that. Well, I'm behind a computer screen in my group, so if that's what you're into, yeah. But if you guys like these videos, man, let me know by subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help, you know, me spread my message a little more. And you know, I am looking to create a really solid wholesaling community and really put a different face on wholesaling. And again, you guys will be able to see more of what I'm talking about if you go inside the community. I'm realizing that I think about wholesaling in a much different way than most of the people who are out here, you know, talking about wholesaling. And one example of that is literally just on how strategically I think it makes more sense to just break down each aspect of the business and focus on one of those and monetize just that one aspect. Monetize lead gen, monetize acquisition, monetize disposition, monetize underwriting, monetize operations. You can literally make a business around any one of those 5 different components of a full system wholesaling business. But I'll go into that in another video. I've already talked about it a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Click the link below if you guys want to join the community. It's free. And yeah, I got some good training on the way. I've uploaded our resources. Yesterday or the past 2 days, I've been uploading a lot of solid resources to help you guys mainly tighten up on acquisitions. A lot of people aren't really talking about acquisitions a lot, so I'm going to dive into that a lot more, because if you can do acquisitions, you've solved 80% of the problem. Even if you don't have money, if you're good on the phone, somebody who has money will bring you on and put some leads in front of you and help you get to where you need to go, because you came to the table with something of value. Anyway, till then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.